I was born in Alton and have lived almost my entire life here. Being from the sixth generation of my family living here, the city and its culture fills my heart and my soul. I'm proud of my family's legacy in Alton. On my mother's side, my great-great-grandfather Clemens Hort started a business right behind us here at Broadway in Piasaw in 1868, and then in 1874 he was elected constable of the city of Alton and served in the city's of Alton Police Department until right before his death in 1887. My grandfather, Edward Clemens Hort, was a longtime director of First National Bank in downtown Alton. On my father's side, my Dixon family ancestors were stonemasons, and they literally helped build Alton, in addition to their strong legacy of public service and community involvement. My great-great-grandfather Ralph Dixon Sr. and his brother Joshua Dixon helped build Alton's early City Hall in 1858, right here at Lincoln Douglas Square where we stand. They helped rebuild Monticello College, which is now Lewis and Clark Community College, most of you know that, after the Great Fire. And they helped build countless other commercial buildings, schools, churches, walls, streets, and sidewalks throughout the city. Joshua Dixon was an alderman, and before that he was mayor of North Alton, before North Alton merged with the main city. Ralph Dixon built North Alton's first schoolhouse in 1871. His son Ralph Jr., my great-grandfather, also a stonemason, became sewer inspector, then superintendent of streets for the city of Alton. His brother Arthur H. Dixon, also a mason, made the granite base for the Elijah P. Lovejoy printing press that they found in the river back in the early 20th century, in the early 1900s. Ralph's son, Arthur A. Dixon, worked for the City of Alton Street Department from 1959 until right before his death in the early 1970s. So indeed, we've got a long history, and I hope to follow that up with a little bit of history of my own as well, hopefully in a good way. Ralph's other son, Walter Dixon, my grandfather, co-founded a family business that was first known as Chevalier Dixon Fruit and Produce, and that was in 1931. Its location was at Piasaw and 4th Streets right here in downtown Alton. Our family business, later called Dixon Distributing Company, continued a long legacy of family giving. I remember fondly as a boy back in the early 1970s riding on a beer truck with my dad as we went around helping on Pride's earliest citywide cleanups and up and down the River Road. Also, one of my proudest moments was during the Great Flood of 1993, when I helped our family and our employees of Dixon Distributing Company deliver over 2.5 million cans of water to those in need throughout the area. Lots of stories behind that, but I won't tell you because I don't want to keep you here all day.
Too late.
Indeed, my family instilled in me the value of hard work and giving back to the community. My parents, Bob and Mary Dixon, are here, as well as a whole bunch of my other family members right over here, if you guys don't mind waving so we all know who you are. Many Altonians would be surprised to know that Alton has been a progressive, prosperous, and growing city for most of its almost 200-year history. We changed with the times and made the best of what we had, and this attracted new residents, businesses, and jobs. When we fell behind the times, our growth briefly stopped, but we always got ourselves back on our feet, and then prosperity returned. Recently, however, we've struggled to continue this legacy of prosperity and adaptability that was always a part of our history. After 150 years of prosperity and growth, in the late 1960s, our factories started downsizing and closing down. Virtually all of our large factories were gone by the year 2000, and yet we've continued to decline 15 years after most of them left, because we continue to struggle to find the right future for ourselves. Today, a high quality of life is closely linked with the success of a city. People want a city that has good schools and is clean, safe, and beautiful. Alton can achieve this too. We're already well on the way. It might make you feel better to know that we're not alone with our post-industrial struggles. Quite a few other cities in the Midwest and even in other parts of the country have lost many of their factories too. That's why they coined the term Rust Belt. What might surprise you is that many of them have now turned themselves around by changing with the times and leveraging their assets in a new way. Although Alton hasn't yet joined these cities in a turnaround, we're actually better positioned than many of these cities because we have so many priceless assets here just waiting to be part of our renaissance, our rebirth. I often hear people say that Alton has so many opportunities. Our riverfront, which could be our crown jewel, has an amazing potential to be a catalyst for our city's turnaround. We must embrace the riverfront and make it an attractive place that draws people to our city and not through our city. Beyond the riverfront, we have so many other priceless assets that, if properly leveraged and developed, could really make a positive difference over time. Alton has the capability to be a truly special place if we work together towards a common vision and goals that focus on enhancing what we already have to deliver the kind of quality life that people want today in the city. Alton is blessed with history and historic buildings, a growing cultural scene that is quite vibrant, and a location at one of the most important river confluences on the planet. You all know this, but it's kind of good to be reminded that from time to time how many great things we have. Using our hills and by building connected trails, we could develop some incredible active lifestyle amenities that young adults demand today. That's the current trend we must jump onto. We have excellent farmland surrounding us, whose farms earn a reputation for supplying fresh, highly quality products to delivering them to the region's finest restaurants and farmers markets. We have an excellent transportation system with great access, great research facilities, and institutes of higher learning nearby. We have a world-class bird sanctuary, amazing river assets that are too long to mention here, and a national scenic byway lined with majestic bluffs. Many people tell me it's the most beautiful stretch along the entire Mississippi River. These are the types of things that people want today in a city, and we have them all right here, waiting to help us prosper again. And of course, we're part of the St. Louis metropolitan area, and we have to keep reminding people that we have commuting distances that are shorter than many other area suburbs. Altonians have struggled for a half a century, but we're still here. The many wonderful assets already here have us positioned in a good place for growth. And with the right moves, our toughest years could soon be behind us. We have within ourselves the tenacity and strength of will that have allowed us to make it through the tough times. And those same qualities give us what it takes to make our future bright once again. If we were to add to this promising mix we call Alton, some strong leadership that knows not only how to lead, but also where to lead. By keeping in tune with what people want today in a city, Alton could finally begin our next era, our renaissance. Alton deserves to be led by someone who was born and raised here, someone who knows our city inside and out, knows our history and has lived part of it, and knows our traditions, someone who knows what we've always been capable of when faced with tough times. It breaks my heart to see Alton, my hometown where I was born, continue to suffer from stagnation and even decline in some senses. There are thousands of stories behind the statistics though. People struggling to find a decent job, families literally torn apart as our children move away to a place that is ahead of the Alton area on the road to providing a high quality of life and an ample job opportunities. Notice I said ahead of us, not that we can't do it, we can. The struggles of fellow Altonians has really always been what's motivated me to help around the area and try to do whatever I can to make Alton a better place. The 7th generation of our Dixon family are growing up so fast, and they're beginning to head off to college. So our family is facing these issues too. It is my greatest hope that Alton can once again be a place people move to, so that our family and the families of all fellow Altonians continue living here for many more generations. This shall be our ultimate measure of success, because it's a reflection of the desirability of the area. When our brightest young adults move away, we lose their future contributions to the area, and we lose their future descendants who would have been living here if they had stayed. But we lose not only people, we lose friends and neighbors. We lose volunteers for local charities. We lose customers for our local businesses. Indeed, having a high quality of life is highly pro-family in the best kind of way. Wouldn't it be nice to see our children moving back here? Because Alton is once again the place to be like it used to be. I am not someone who boasts, but I feel I love Alton more than anyone I know. I want our city to get better, and I'm confident that I can help us get there. So today I'm announcing my candidacy for mayor of Alton. As mayor, I would push for transparency, professionalism, accountability, and responsiveness to our citizens. The key priorities I would propose after talking to people all over the area for the last half a year are leveraging our assets to boost our rebirth, stabilizing our neighborhoods by dramatically improving the quality of life for our citizens, cleaning and beautifying our city, supporting the schools in their quest to become better, and making our city a safer place that is welcoming to both people and businesses of all parts of life, but with the high standards that people and businesses today demand in a city. To help our commercial districts in all parts of Alton become more attractive, shoppable, and successful. To be a unifying force bringing everyone together through transparency, trust, and a voice for everyone, by working with our citizens and city employees to put together an updated plan and vision for our future, incorporating the right priorities that responsibly invest the limited resources we have in our budget, to truly encourage new businesses and be partners with them, and broaden our tax base, which would keep our tax rates as low as possible while preserving city services, to build a bright future for Alton that we all can work together towards. Please join me in this journey. To truly succeed, it must be a collaborative effort. It will not be easy, but as soon as people start to see progress, others will want to become part of our blossoming growth, and Alton will really take off, like Alton did year after year for our first 150 years. We've done it many times before, and we can do it again. Please like the Facebook page, Scott Dixon for Alton. Visit the campaign website, scottdixonforalton.org. Volunteer for the campaign, do whatever you want. It will all be appreciated, especially sharing suggestions for how our city can become a better place with a higher quality of life. But most importantly, please vote in the mayoral elections, which are next April 4th. That's in 2017, next spring. By creating a new future for ourselves based on the strength of our past, together we can realize Alton's renaissance. Thank you.